Tom left his umbrella on the train. Tom left his umbrella on the train. Tom never wanted to live in Boston. Tom never wanted to live in Boston. Tom said he didn't know the answer. Tom said he didn't know the answer. Tom studied the document carefully. Tom studied the document carefully. We should leave while we still can. We should leave while we still can.
Video bạn đang xem được thực hiện bởi học tiếng Anh vn.com.
Where do I get on the number 7 bus? Where do I get on the number 7 bus? You don't have all the information. You don't have all the information.
A friend in need is a friend indeed. A friend in need is a friend indeed.
Are you saying my life is in danger? Are you saying my life is in danger? Aren't you supposed to be at school? Aren't you supposed to be at school? At least tell me where you're going. At least tell me where you're going. Can you spell your last name for me? Can you spell your last name for me? Do you have a lot of money with you? Do you have a lot of money with you? Don't forget to call me up tomorrow. Don't forget to call me up tomorrow. He promised not to tell another lie. He promised not to tell another lie. He was looking through a microscope. He was looking through a microscope. I finally came up with a great idea. I finally came up with a great idea. I'm going to do what I've been told. I'm going to do what I've been told. I'm not as stupid as you think I am. I'm not as stupid as you think I am. I'm trying to find a picture of Tom. I'm trying to find a picture of Tom. My mother carefully opened the door. My mother carefully opened the door. She doesn't have a driver's license. She doesn't have a driver's license. The police officer blew his whistle. The police officer blew his whistle. There won't be so many people there. There won't be so many people there. Tom doesn't like milk in his coffee. Tom doesn't like milk in his coffee. Tom has a drawer full of USB cables. Tom has a drawer full of USB cables. Tom has red spots all over his body. Tom has red spots all over his body. Tom hurt his knee when he fell down. Tom hurt his knee when he fell down. Tom is starting to get on my nerves. Tom is starting to get on my nerves. Tom is still on the phone with Mary. Tom is still on the phone with Mary. Tom is the person I was waiting for. Tom is the person I was waiting for. Tom kissed Mary, and she slapped him. Tom kissed Mary, and she slapped him. Tom lived in Boston 3 years ago. Tom lived in Boston 3 years ago. Tom looks funny wearing those shoes. Tom looks funny wearing those shoes. Tom opened the conference room door. Tom opened the conference room door. Tom reminded Mary about the meeting. Tom reminded Mary about the meeting. Tom tries to avoid traveling by air. Tom tries to avoid traveling by air. We can't sleep because of the noise. We can't sleep because of the noise. We heard what sounded like gunshots. We heard what sounded like gunshots. We've spent a lot of time in Boston. We've spent a lot of time in Boston. Would you like to have another beer? Would you like to have another beer?
Video bạn đang xem được thực hiện bởi học tiếng Anh vn.com.
You must keep the promises you make. You must keep the promises you make. You've told me that 100 times. You've told me that 100 times. Could I have one more coffee, please? Could I have one more coffee, please? Has this ever happened to you before? Has this ever happened to you before? How do you feel about his suggestion? How do you feel about his suggestion? How much money does Tom make a month? How much money does Tom make a month? I can't eat or drink very hot things. I can't eat or drink very hot things. I can't go to school today. I'm sick. I can't go to school today. I'm sick. I don't know which of you is crazier. I don't know which of you is crazier. I don't remember anything about that. I don't remember anything about that. I made Tom leave his suitcase behind. I made Tom leave his suitcase behind. I want to hear the rest of the story. I want to hear the rest of the story. I thought you wanted me to handle it. I thought you wanted me to handle it. I'll pick you up tomorrow after work. I'll pick you up tomorrow after work. I'm afraid you don't have any choice. I'm afraid you don't have any choice. I'm not even going to let Tom see it. I'm not even going to let Tom see it. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Let's help them solve their problems. Let's help them solve their problems. Please fill in this application form. Please fill in this application form. The concert lasted for 3 hours. The concert lasted for 3 hours. The defendant was sentenced to death. The defendant was sentenced to death. The world doesn't revolve around you. The world doesn't revolve around you. Their losses reached 1 million yen. Their losses reached 1 million yen. Tom and I are both very proud of you. Tom and I are both very proud of you. Tom can speak French better than you. Tom can speak French better than you. Tom chased the cats out of his house. Tom chased the cats out of his house. Tom doesn't get out of the city much. Tom doesn't get out of the city much. Tom is really conservative, isn't he? Tom is really conservative, isn't he? Tom is still young and inexperienced. Tom is still young and inexperienced. Tom is the smartest one in our class. Tom is the smartest one in our class. Tom is 3 years younger than Mary. Tom is 3 years younger than Mary. Tom isn't going to hurt anybody else. Tom isn't going to hurt anybody else. Tom noticed the door was half closed. Tom noticed the door was half closed. Tom showed Mary his stamp collection. Tom showed Mary his stamp collection. Tom usually goes to bed at 10:40. Tom usually goes to bed at 10:40. We think you're doing very well here. We think you're doing very well here. We were very sleepy the next morning. We were very sleepy the next morning. What do you want to talk to me about? What do you want to talk to me about? You can't always make everyone happy. You can't always make everyone happy. You have every right to be mad at me. You have every right to be mad at me. You want to see Tom again, don't you? You want to see Tom again, don't you? You'd better tell Tom not to do that. You'd better tell Tom not to do that.